Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Me and Ewan are in here today with the project that we've got just here, which I'm going to talk you through. This is a project stroke airframe that we picked up at least 3 years ago, I think. I can't even remember, I know where we got it from. It was a chap in Wales and we picked it up on the way home from somewhere. I can't remember where we were coming home from.
On the way back from Cornwall when we got that waterfall thing?
Yeah, I honestly can't remember. But we picked it up, it was cheap, and it was like an idea that I had at the time that we could just work on it as a project for someone to fly. It's been sat for a while, and now we've taken the notion to continue with it and get it flying. So, what have we got? Well, let's show you. So, we have here, as you can see, a polyhedral wing. This is a Balsacabin Serenade, 63-inch wingspan, I seem to remember. The wing has been nicely built to a stage where it basically needs final sanding. The tip blocks need shaping, leading edge needs rounding off, but apart from that it's just about complete. The only thing that does need added is a fairing in here to come onto the fuselage, but we'll add that when we do the fuselage work. So that's the wing, and the wing is just about complete. Now in the box there's a whole pile of scrap wood which we didn't know what it was for, but as you can see the important bits are here. Plans are here, but again the sun has bleached them so we can't use all of them, but there's enough there for what we need to do. What we have got is fuselage that has been quite nicely made up. It has got two loosely fitted mini servos in there. It's almost ready for final sanding and finishing off if we're going to make it electric. So this one has been built for electric power, but we've made the decision to actually turn this into a 2-channel slope stroke thermal soarer. It's not going to take much to do that. Basically you just need to block up the end and shape it, move the servos from there to somewhere there to help get balance, battery in the front, receiver in there as well. We need to replace the snakes because they're not going to be long enough to get up to the front, so we have to cut it out there. There's actually a support somewhere in the middle there, and I think that's it. I don't think there's any support at that end, so a little bit of surgery on the bottom of the fuselage there to find out where those supports are. That snake there, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, is epoxied in, so I'm going to cut off the bottom sheeting that that's glued to and put some new sheeting on. And put some new snakes in. That is going to end up being the block on the nose. Those snakes will probably go in the stockpile because they're not going to be long enough. And we've got a tailplane and fin already made up, which I think will be perfectly fine. We just need to check them over, maybe rehinge them because it's just tape hinges. Possibly check the plan to see what size they're meant to be because they are very thin. I'd say they're probably not much more than 1/8, so we might have to end up building new ones. And then there's a bag of bits and pieces like wing dowels and things like that. So yeah, it's quite well complete, and this build, as much as possible, Ewan's going to be doing. You've had some practice on covering now, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's finished the covering on his Dammit, which has been a video recently. It should be up in this corner here if I remember. So I'm going to try and get Ewan to do as much as possible on this wing and this fuselage, the aeroplane in general, so you can fly on the slope. You looking forward to doing it? What do you think is the first thing we need to do?
Probably sanding on the wing and checking the plan, just seeing what he's done to it.
Yeah, okay. So that is the general thought. We'll make a start on the wing. I'm going to get Ewan to start doing the wing because I can show him what to do and then just let him get on with it. I'll then study the plan to see, now I'm thinking about it, what we're doing with the tailplane, because we might end up having to build a new tailplane. Again, it's easy enough, we just need to do it. And also start looking at the fuselage, getting the snakes out, getting it structurally sound, getting the front end block on, getting those servos out, getting new servo rails put in, all this good stuff. But yeah, that's an introduction. We'll see where we go, and there might be a bit more chat once we finish what we're doing today.
Right, so that's me just finished the wing. There it is, it's green in the middle, red tips. There is a couple not perfect things that aren't perfect on it. Like, I stabbed the wing there, don't really know if you can see it or not. Had to put a bit of covering on it. These lines, not the greatest of cuts, but they're cut. They're down. That one's better because I did it a different way. But now I just need to wait to glue where is it? Can't see it now. Right, so there's a bit of wood that just goes through there. It's so the rubber bands don't dig into the wing when it gets put on. So I just need to wait to glue them on, and then I can finish covering it.
Well then, you would have seen from that little bit of footage, that was, I think, about 12 hours work spread over 2 days. Hopefully from that footage as well you can see that this person's been doing most of the work on this model, which is what I wanted him to do, and to this point he's done an absolutely stunning job. This is basically your first full covering job, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few areas where he struggled, but everybody does.
Did the other side after showing how to?
Yeah, you've learnt from mistakes and from where I've told you you've been going wrong. Yeah, and you've allowed me to show you as well. So where are we just now? Well, the wing, as you've seen from the footage, it's fully covered on the bottom in some lovely green and red. The tips on top are covered. We've checked, there was actually a little bit of wash in the build. I hasten to add, we didn't build this as such, we got it as you see it constructed, but with the covering I've managed to twist it out and get some wash out into it, which is going to be a bonus. It's going to be about 1-2 degrees. We can't do any more on the wing until we've got the trailing edge reinforcing piece on, with just a piece of ply, to stop the rubber bands digging into the trailing edge. and we're going to be putting a fairing on the front to fair into the fuselage. Okay, I don't know how well it'll be, so the wing's going to sit here, but we need a little bit of fairing to go on the top. Also on the fuselage, what we've done is the servos that are in there, taken out. I've had them on test. I'm not 100% with them. They work fine, but to the touch they seem to be getting a little bit warm. So we're not going to use them. We've got some other servos which are brand new, which we're going to use. I've pulled the snakes out, but what I've had to do is I had to cut a piece out the sheeting in the bottom, because there's a reinforcing beam going across there to support the snakes, which we're going to be putting back in, but I need to cut it out from that to get the old snakes out, and the same on the bottom here. This piece I can get at from the top, so I've just glued a piece of balsa back in.
Well, the piece there.
Yeah, that's where the snake's going to come out, so I can put another piece of balsa in there to support it. Yeah, Ewan's commenting on this piece here. The front end, I've glued up some balsa block with grain that way and got that onto the front. I might well need to put another piece onto it so we can get a nice rounded shape, but this will do for just now. So that's all gluing up. The canopy, what I've done is I've put a couple of, again I don't know how well you'll be able to see, there's a couple of magnets in the front of that, and the same in the front edge of the fuselage. That'll sit nicely in there with magnets, and then on the trailing edge, or the trailing face of the canopy, I'll put another magnet as well. So that'll all fit up nicely. Once the nose block is glued on, and I can get this clamp out of the way, I can sit the canopy on and actually drill in from the back the right size hole for the magnet at the back, and then just sit them in and glue them in. But until the glue's dried, there's not huge amounts more we can do on the fuselage, and that's what we're waiting for to carry on with the wing. So that'll probably be in the next part of the video, or the next part of the build of this model. If you're liking what we're doing with this sort of thing, and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. If you tick the bell down below, you'll get a notification when a new video gets put up. Comment below on this video or any other videos, they all get read, they all get responded to. But from me and Ewan here in the workshop, until next time, I'll catch you later.